this is Greg Kelly. Donate now to Toys for Tots, which works year-round. Go to toysfortots.org. Toys for Tots supports children in need throughout the year with programs like the Toys for Tots Literacy Program. Established in 2008, it has provided over 63 million books to disadvantaged children. The Toys for Tots Literacy Program is committed to providing disadvantaged children with direct access to books and educational resources that enhance their ability to read and communicate effectively. Go to toysfortots.org.
Excuse me! Taxi!
Where are you going?
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
I'm looking at the Artemis 2, and they're on their way back home to Earth. All they did was a figure eight. Right? They circled just one loop around the moon. That's it. Have you seen some of these pictures? These pictures are not special. These pictures, I've seen them. I mean, I've seen better ones. We've been to the moon. We have a satellite going around the moon right now. It's called the LRO, the Lunar Reconnaissance Orbiter. That thing is so close, it can actually spot the landing sites. Where we landed on the moon, Apollo, 11, 12, 14, 15, 16, 17. It actually knows where those places are and took pictures and sent them back. You can actually see, if you look closely, you can see little footprints and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, it's nice. Now I can say it. I mean, that spacecraft looks a little hodgepodgey to me. I understand it's laid back, and it should be because you're going to be in there for a while, but they're wearing khakis and polo shirts, and maybe it's just a little too laid back. And that video they put out making fun of that show Full House, I didn't even watch that show Full House. Don't they? I just wouldn't take any. The other day, over the weekend, there was a report, and it was a true report, that there was a burning smell. Hey, here's something that they're doing right now that actually I don't like. All right, on television, they're putting up a lot of pictures, and a lot of these pictures were not taken by this spaceship. They were taken by previous spaceships. I just saw a picture that was taken by the Apollo 15 astronaut. What was his name? Jim Warden. Warden. I was a Facebook friend of his. And that picture, I actually complimented him on that picture, because nobody knows who the Apollo 15 command module pilot was, right? I do. And his name was Warden, Warden. And he took that picture, and now they're throwing it up with everything else. Yesterday, I had a thing where we were making a video, and, some people think, oh, it's space. Just put anything up of or related to space. Well, the picture they put up was from the Apollo 8. Earthrise from Apollo 8. We got to be historically honest, and I think we have to pay respect. And one of the ways we pay respect is by being accurate. And now they're just throwing up anything of or related to the moon and NASA is just showing up on TV. That's a little bit sloppy, and I think they want to confuse the issue a little bit. Oh, this looks like the greatest picture ever taken of the moon. No, well, it was taken 55 years ago, actually. That's not very nice. That's not very nice at all. It's disrespectful. I don't know. Sometimes I hear NASA's one big money grab. Is that what it's all about? Contracts? You know who could do this right and would do it right? Elon Musk. Now, seriously, these pictures are all blending together. They're getting them wrong. I don't know. I feel like it's a disrespect to certain people. Iran calls for human chains around power plants ahead of Trump deadline. Human chains around power plants ahead of Trump deadline. You know who last tried that? Human shields? Saddam Hussein. Anybody remember that kid? The kid in front of the milk factory? Saddam Hussein. There's a little British kid. He tried to human shields they were using. That would be a very, very, very bad thing to do. You want to talk war crimes? That would be a war crime. All right? 800-8489-222, 800-8489-222. POTUS yesterday. You know what would be nice right now? If we had NATO working with us instead of just bad-mouthing us and second-guessing everything. President Trump on NATO. Cut 3, please. Cut 3.
And I have to tell you, I'm very disappointed in NATO. Very. I think that NATO, it's a mark on NATO that will never disappear. Never disappear in my mind. They're coming to see me on Wednesday. They're going to say, oh, we'll do this, we'll do that. Now they all of a sudden want to send things, But they said it loud and clear at the beginning. When I spoke to UK of all, I would have said they would have been the first because they're the oldest. And I say, yeah, I'd love to have a little help. He said, no, sir, we'd rather wait till you win.
Yeah. Thanks, but no thanks, right? Thanks, but no thanks. And who the hell leaked on the United States of America and put that pilot in severe jeopardy? Cut 6, please.
As you probably know, we didn't talk about the first one for an hour. Then somebody leaked something, which we'll hopefully find that leaker. We're looking very hard to find that leaker. And talked about there's somebody missing. They basically said that we have one and there's somebody missing. Well, they didn't know there was somebody missing until this leaker gave the information. So whoever it was, we think we'll be able to find it out because we're going to go to the media company that released it and we're going to say, national security, give it up or go to jail.
National security, give it up or go to jail. Now, hey, one thing, I did find a decent picture that they took. All right. I found a decent picture from the Artemis crew. Not as nice as the other one. Quite frankly, not as nice as 1968. Not as nice as what my friend took, Jim Warden, but not bad at the same time. Not terrible. One of the things is, though, it's so, I don't know, the moon is so, like, dark. I know we went to the dark side of the moon, but I think that, look, this ain't helping anybody who wants to, who believes that we faked the moon landing. This seems to lend credence to that. I don't think we faked the moon landing. But why are the pictures all kind of all over the place and screwed up and they're mixing them up? They're mixing them up. Anyway, more important issues because we have one other thing to consider when President Trump tweets wild stuff. And I've been telling people this for a long time. All right. It's part of the method. It's part of what he does. Cut 8, please. This is Attorney General Bill Barr from, when the hell was this? Right after he got fired by President Trump. Cut 8.
He knew, the tweets got under my skin, and he said, well, I think I'm going to go and now start tweeting. And he chuckled and said, and you know what the secret is to a really good tweet? I said, what? He said, just enough crazy. I thought it was funny.
Just enough crazy. Just enough crazy. Yeah, you got to have a little bit of crazy. You got to have a little bit of who the hell knows what he's going to say next. Hey, one more time about the pilot. Seems like ancient history, but he's in our custody. He's going to be good. He's going to be great. And it was all worth it, right, President Trump? Cut 1.
No, I was told that this is a very dangerous mission. I understand. They didn't say it's a foolish mission. They said, we're going to be sacrificing hundreds of people do this. This is, you have tankers that are flying over this area so that because the flight was so long, they had to refuel. It's a very dangerous mission. I just felt it was worth it.
Of course. That's what America does. We don't turn around. I know of guys who got the Medal of Honor. Not for saving live soldiers or Marines, but for retrieving the bodies of dead Marines and dead soldiers. Facing enemy fire to get those. We bring everybody home, dead or alive. You guys want to hear? I want to go back to the space situation again. Victor Glover, who's like the superstar from this mission. He's very, very, very inspiring. He gave a little speech. There was also a press conference live from orbit last night. I like it, Victor Glover. Very, very nice. Happens to be the first black man to go near the moon. We also have Christina Koch, the first female to go anywhere near the moon. We've had white men up there before. I don't think it really, I don't think I would have noticed unless somebody pointed it out. Apparently, this is the furthest we've been from the moon since, or the furthest we've been from Earth since Apollo 13. Apollo 13 had to get extra high so it could slingshot around extra fast. How about that one? All right. Now, here's a press conference from last night. President Trump, I like it when he engages these astronauts. He always keeps it real and asks questions. And there was a little bit of give and take, but a lot of praise from the president for what these guys, and by the way, in tremendous risk. And it is great. It's great. I'm just a little bit confused. I mean, just a tiny little itsy bitsy bit confused. 4,000 miles is a long way away from the moon. It's just, and some of these pictures they are on the blurry side. We should have better pictures. You ever go to a wedding or been married and then you're like, hey, this event was better than than these pictures suggest. I had a great wedding photographer. I'm not talking about her, but, it happens sometimes. All right. President Trump talking to the moon guys last night.
Sacco and Felix, New York and New Jersey's premier attorneys at law. Their team brings decades of experience across a wide range of practice areas. Whatever life brings, they're your legal team. From everyday matters to complex cases, they've got you covered with the experience you need and the results you want. Because when life gets complicated, they make it simple. SaccoFilas.com. SACCOFILLAS.com. 2 C's, 2 L's.